Asher Kidshanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Al Mikra V'Yirah. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam She'asa Nisim La'avoteinu Bayamim Hahem B'Zman Hazeh.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam She'echianu V'Kiyamanu V'Higianu L'Zman Hazeh.
How does a Jewish, exiled refugee from war, now a prophet, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in Persia, by providence take his niece's daughter and become a hero, nearly a martyr? The Megillah, holy gorilla, not a killer, got a lot iller by being a lot chiller. A Jewish law fulfiller by not going vanilla, led his people. Went through Shushan City like Godzilla, and every day while Jews were being harmed and kept at bay, they cried out loud just for someone to save the day. Who would hear their pleas and come and save these people? Even though their cries were oh so low and feeble, an evil edict came and devastation reigned. The Jews saw their fate dripping down the drain. This guy had a revelation, it came down from his brain. Connected with his cousin and told her of his pain. Well, the word got around and he joined the king's gate. Then, while he was there, he heard a plan to assassinate. Then, told the king and saved his life, this debt will be repaid. All Shushan's gonna know your name. What's your name, man?
Mordechai HaYehudi. My name is Mordechai HaYehudi. And there's a million things I haven't seen. Just you wait, just you wait.
When he was young, Babylon hit, Jews forbidden. Nebuchadnezzar got the temple, but a man stayed hidden. So he runs, exiled from his home, he's so alone. He made his way to Persia with his name unknown. Adopted his niece became the king's bride. After Queen Vashti left his side, hurt the king's pride. The king saying, I'm needing a new wife for myself. He started searching, researching all the girls in Shushan's wealth. Miss Esther hid, she was a Jew. She couldn't even think what else to do. If I were in her place, it's what I do. For 6 months she bathed in perfume, working, twerking so that she could be the new queen, proving to the king and all that she could make the royal scene. Meanwhile, Mordecai, he heard 2 of the king's guards planning such an evil plot to make the king die hard. Maybe this all fits somehow in one God's secret plan. In Shushan, you can be a Jew, man. 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 In Shushan, just you wait. Mordecai HaYehudi.
Mordechai HaYehudi.
There's a place in the city for you. You could never back down. You always had to speak your mind. Oh, Mordechai HaYehudi.
Mordechai HaYehudi.
You are one of my favorite Jews. Will they know what you overcame? Will they know you rewrote the game? Purim will never be the same. Oh, scroll is on the beamer now. See if you can spot him. Another exile Jew coming up from the bottom. The rabbis didn't like the book. The Bible almost forgot him.
We got caught by him.
Me, I fast for him. Me, he saved my life.
We fought with him.
And me, I'm the silly fool who tried to kill him.
There's a million things I haven't seen. Just you wait.
What's your name, man?
Mordechai HaYehudi.
And it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus who reigned from Hodu to Cush over 127 provinces. That in those days, when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the capital.
In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a banquet for all his princes and his servants. the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes of the provinces being before him. When he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days, 180 days.
And when these days were fulfilled, the king made a banquet for all the people who were present in Shushan the capital, both to great and small, 7 days, in the court of the garden of the king's palace.
On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine...
Where's my wine? Much better.
He commanded the 7 eunuchs who served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king.
Eunuchs! Where are my eunuchs?
To bring Vashti, the queen.
Bring Vashti the queen!
Before the king with a royal crown to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was beautiful to look on.
Bring Vashti the queen!
But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's command by his eunuchs, and the king was very angry.
I'm mad!
And his anger burned in him.
I'm burning mad!
And the king said to the wise men, who knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all who knew law and judgment, and the closest to him were the 7 princes of Persia and Media, who saw the king's face, and who sat first in the kingdom.
What shall we do to the queen Vashti according to law, because she has not performed the command of the king Ahasuerus by the eunuchs?
And Memucan answered in the presence of the king and the princes, Vashti the queen has wronged not only the king, but also all the princes and all the people who are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. For this deed of the queen shall be known to all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes, when it shall be reported that the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought to his presence, but she came not. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day to all the king's princes who have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let a royal command be issued by him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, so it cannot be altered, that Vashti is to come no more to the presence of King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal position to another who is better than she.
Dear Ahasuerus, what to say to you? You had my heart, you made me Shushan queen. When you asked me to perform, I cried, 'cause you broke my heart. I've dedicated many years to you. The royal life was really quite my style once in a while. You make me mad, I fall apart, and now I will restart. I will spend my life outside this nation. I'll be away from you, be far away from you. You had asked me to perform humiliation. Who gave the world to you? Who gave the right to you to just do things your own way? All day, all day. To just do things your own way. All day, all day. Ahasuerus wanted me to dance for fun. I'm done. I reached a ton. Anger's not the word I'm looking for. There is so much fire inside me now. Ahasuerus, I will dance before no one. I'm done. In exile, I'll even pack some books. You asked me to wear a crown. I swear that you are a hound. Oh, may you be covered in snakes. I won't be coming around for you. I will spend my life outside this nation. I'll be away from you, be far away from you. You had asked me to perform humiliation. Who gave the world to you? Who gave the right to you to just do things your own way? All day, all day. To just do things your own way. All day, all day.
Sometime afterward, when the anger of King Ahasuerus subsided, he thought of Vashti and what she had done and what had been decreed against her. The king's servants who attended him said, "Let beautiful young virgins be sought out for your majesty. Let your majesty appoint officers in every province of your realm to assemble all the beautiful young virgins at the fortress Shushan, in the harem under the supervision of Haggai, the king's eunuch, guardian of the women. Let them be provided with their cosmetics. And let the maiden who pleases your majesty be queen instead of Vashti." The proposal pleased the king, and he acted upon it.
I may not have a queen of my own.
You may not have a queen of your own.
But I will search throughout the land.
Yes, you will search throughout the land.
And when I find a queen of my own.
And when you find a queen of your own.
We'll tell the story of the crown.
We'll tell the story of the crown.
We'll tell the story of the crown. Where are all the women? Must be someone want to be their queen, no matter what they tell you. Raise a glass to all of us.
Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of the crown.
Where are all the women? Must be someone
who want to be the queen, no matter what they tell you.
We'll tell the story of the crown.
Raise a glass to all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us,
telling the story of the crown.
Telling the story of the crown.
Let's have a ball with lots of gowns.
Invite all the women.
Let's have a ball and party down.
Invite all of Shushan.
We'll tell the story of the crown.
And don't forget to kill all the Jews.
What?
Nothing.
There was a Jewish man in the Shushan, the capital, and his name was Mordecai, son of Jair, son of Shimei, son of Kish, a Benjamite, who had been exiled from Jerusalem among the captives exiled with Jeconiah, king of Judah, when Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had exiled. And he brought up Hadassah, that is, Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was beautiful and of good presence. And when her father and her mother died, Mordecai adopted her as a daughter.
Thousands of years ago, Shushan, Persia.
Pardon me, is your name Esther?
That depends. Who's asking?
Oh, sure, it's her. I'm Mordechai HaYehudi. I am your cousin for sure. I have been looking for you.
I'm getting nervous.
Sure, I knew your father, Avi. I've been hearing that you really need a father figure, and I got sort of out of sorts, because you're bigger these days. I want to help you. It's a blur, you see. A family, but not family.
You want to adopt me?
Yes, I wanted to make you my kid because you are a Jew and you're here in this Shushan. You look at me like I am stupid. I'm not stupid. So how about it? How'd you like to be my fam?
You're not my parents. You're just a creepy man.
You're an orphan, of course. Jewish orphan. God, I wish you were the queen the Jews could prove worth more than anyone bargained for.
Have you heard there's a ball?
Should I wear tights?
For the women. After months they gave us keen advice. Talk less.
What?
Smile more.
Ha.
Don't be a queen that says she's Jewish or much more.
You can't be serious.
You wanna be my dad?
Yes.
Jews who say they're Jews might die a tad.
Oi, 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 what day is it?
Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos, Shabbos, yo, I'm going praying at the synagogue. 2 candles with handles, cause I'm praying to God. That Haman won't mess with Mossad, cause Al Baruch Atah Adonai, that guy with this yada. Oui, mon ami, I am what you call a juif. I eat a bit of rye with a lot of corned beef. I came from my home just to say shalom. Tell the king who's on the throne, I'm the best you've ever known. Brap, brap, I am eating these homentosh, up in it, loving it. Yes, I heard your grogger say, rush, rush, rush. Put on your tallis and keep. Of course, it's hard to be a good Jew when you do what the Jews do. Our language, a Jew or not Hebrew, son. Let's praise Hashem and more to our God who is one. Well, if it ain't the prodigy of Shushan Jewry, Miss Esther, give us a verse. What do you see?
Good luck with that, you're Jewish and skilled. You spit, I'ma sit. We'll see who gets killed.
Esther, the genocide is imminent. They'll kill every Jew you know. If you fail to save us, who else will do so?
And the king loved Esther more than all the other women, and she found grace in his favor, in his sight, more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti.
Then the king made a great banquet for all his princes and his servants. It was Esther's feast, and he granted a remission of taxes to the provinces, and gave gifts according to the state of the king, and wore his fancy hat.
And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. Esther had not yet told her country, nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. For Esther did the command of Mordecai as when she was brought up with him.
In those days, while Mordecai sat in the gate, 2 of the king's eunuchs, Bigthan and Teresh, of those who guarded the door, were angry and sought to lay hand on King Ahasuerus.
Hey, Teresh!
Yeah, buddy?
You ever wonder why my name is Big Tan?
No, I can't say that I do.
Because I have a big tan.
No. No. I don't think that's why your name is Big Tan. What? Do you think that my name is Teresh because I always let you know Teresh of the story?
That was good. That was really good. That was a Paul Harvey kind of thing. Good day. While we're waiting here to discuss whether we should assassinate the king or not, let me tell you a joke.
Okay, buddy, go ahead.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Morty Boo.
Morty Boo who?
Don't make Morty cry.
I get it. Like boo-hoo, like crying. But it sounds like Mordecai.
Yep.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I eat mop.
No, poo poo caca. No, I'm not doing that one. No, that's a poo poo caca potty joke.
No, go ahead. I eat mop.
I eat mop. Who?
Anyway. We really need to assassinate the king. I don't care who is listening to what we're saying, especially that guy over there. It was known that 2 of the king's guards wanted to kill him. Mordecai told it to Queen Esther. Queen Esther told it to the king. And when inquiries were made, it was found out that the guards were guilty, and they were hanged on a tree. And it was written in the book of the Chronicles in the presence of the king. After these things, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite.
You are now second in command.
All the king's servants who were in the king's gates bowed to Haman, for the king had commanded it. But Mordecai did not bow or obey. And every day the king's servants asked Mordecai.
Why don't you bow down to Haman?
And Mordecai answered,
Because I am Jewish, and Jews do not bow down to anyone.
When Haman saw that Mordecai would not bow, he was so angry. Rather than punish just Mordecai, Haman decided to destroy the Jews throughout the kingdom of Ahasuerus.
You say you only bow down to the one God you called Adonai. You cry that you'll not bow down to idols, the men who go by. Why so sad? Remember that I am the king's right-hand man in command. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite your religion, I'm Haman. You will bow, soon you'll see. You'll remember who's in charge, that's me. You will bow, time will tell. I will pull a lot to pick a day well. Gallows rise, Jews will fall, 'cause Haman will rise above it all. And when Adar comes into view, I will hang you from the gallows to remind you that you are a Jew. Ya-da da da da, ya-da da 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 da. Ya-da da da da, ya-da da 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 da. You say you want to be Persians for life. That won't be long because you're full of strife. And I don't hate the prospect of your death you don't respect. My jawline in every aspect, and all the money I've spent on makeup and hairdos and milk baths and perfumes and velour. You will bow, soon you'll see. You'll remember who's in charge, that's me. You will bow, wow, fantastic! I will pull a lot to pick a day well. Gallows rise, Jews will fall, 'cause Haman will rise above it all. And when Adar comes into view, I will hang you from the gallows by your toes to remind you that you are a Jew. Ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. Everybody, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. Da 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 da.
In the first month, that is the month Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast a pur, that is a lot, before Haman. From day to day and from month to month to the 12th month, that is the month Adar. And Haman said to King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom, and their laws are different from those of every other people, and they do not keep the king's laws. Therefore, it is not the king's profit to tolerate them. If it please the king, let it be decreed that they may be destroyed. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it to Haman, the Jews' enemy. And the king said to Haman, do with them as it seems good to you.
When Mordecai learned all that had happened, Mordecai tore his clothes and put on sackcloth and ashes. He went through the city crying out loudly and bitterly until he came in front of the palace gate, for one could not enter the palace gate wearing sackcloth. Also, in every province that the king's command and decree reached, there was great mourning among the Jews, with fasting, weeping, and wailing, and everybody lay in sackcloth and ashes. When Esther's maidens and eunuchs came and informed her, the queen was greatly agitated. She sent clothing for Mordecai to wear so that he might take off his sackcloth, but he refused. Thereupon Esther summoned Hathach, one of the eunuchs whom the king had appointed to serve her, and sent him to Mordecai to learn the why and wherefore of it all. Hathach went out to Mordecai in the city square in front of the palace gate, and Mordecai told him all that had happened to him, and all about the money that Haman had offered to pay into the royal treasury for the destruction of the Jews. He also gave him the written text of the law that had been proclaimed in Shushan for their destruction. He bade him show it to Esther and inform her and charge her to go to the king and to appeal to him and to plead with him for her people. When Hathach came and delivered Mordecai's message to Esther, Esther told Hathach to take back to Mordecai the following reply. All the king's courtiers and all the king's provinces know that if any man or woman enters the king's presence in the inner court without having been summoned, there is but one law for him, that he be put to death. Only if the king extends the golden scepter to him may he live. Now, I have not been summoned to visit the king for the last 30 days.
When Mordecai was told what Esther had said, Mordecai had this message delivered to Esther. Al tidami v'nashech lehi malet beit hamelech mikol hayahudim. Do not imagine that you of all the Jews will escape with your life by being in the king's palace. On the contrary, if you keep silent in this crisis, relief and deliverance will come to the Jews from another quarter, while you and your father's house will perish. And who knows, perhaps you have attained to royal position for just such a crisis.
Esther said to Mordecai,
Go, gather together all the Jews who are present in Shushan, and fast for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my girls will fast likewise, and so will I go to the king. Though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish.
So Mordecai went his way and did all that Esther had commanded him.
Now don't laugh.
Okay, no laughing.
No laughing.
Take
number 174.
4. To the king and Haman came to the feast with Esther the queen. And the king said to Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, "What is your petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted to you. And what is your request? And it shall be fulfilled, even to half of the kingdom." Then Esther the queen answered and said, "If I found favor in your sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at one petition, and my people at my request. For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to be annihilated. But if we had been sold as male and female slaves, I would have been kept my silence, since affliction would not have equaled the king's damage."
And the king Ahasuerus answered and said to Esther the queen, "Who is he, and where is he, that does presume in his heart to do so?" And Esther said, "The adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman."
Boo!
Boo! Then Haman,
Boo!
was afraid before the king and the queen. And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went to the palace garden, and Haman,
Boo! Again.
stood up to beg Esther the queen for his life, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king. We did it.
We did it.
I am not letting him cast a lot. I am not letting him cast a lot. Hey yo, I'm just like my people. I'm young, scrappy, not equal, and I'm not letting him cast a lot. I'ma get the juice to fast for 3 days. Pray to God I'm begging for just a little strength. Tell the king I want a banquet in a party. I gotta get the scepter of gold, gotta be bold. Here's what I say, I'm a Jew in disguise, just trying to save us all. I know this is my call, appease the king I cannot fall. Only 16, but my mind is older. The Shushan palace hall's getting colder. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage. I have learned to manage only how my praise to brandish. Gotta fast and I'm famished. I need to show Haman's plan to the king, but 3 days are up, so let me spell out my name. My name is Queemester. Let me confess, the first day of the banquet I'm too scared to talk. Haman shows up, but I let him walk. Essentially, I let the bad man go free. But night 2, there's the second opportunity. I beg the king once again to hear my pleas, so there'll be another banquet in this very week. Enter me,
says in parentheses.
I tell the king there's evil man trying to speak. He wants to hang me and all my Jewish peeps. Finally, the king asks, who is this creep? And I'm not letting him cast a lot. I am not letting him cast a lot. Hey yo, I'm just like my people. I'm young, scrappy, not equal, and I'm not letting him cast a lot. And I am not letting him cast a lot. I am not letting him cast a lot. Hey yo, I'm just like my people. I'm young, scrappy, not equal, and I'm not letting him cast a lot. Not gonna cast a lot. I tell the king the wicked enemy, then I say his name like it's the end of me. Hermione, how you say, how you, oh, Haman, G. Then the king rose to the garden just to fence and I plot. The Haman ran up to me then, and he begged for me a chance just to live for the weekend. He saw I spill the details, cause I know it's my chance. I told him how to dance, instead of doing a prance, I told him that'll pop. And yeah, we'll never be truly free until evil Haman loses property. Yeah, I lied, here's my chai. Wait till I celebrate this holiday, cause this Haman kid ain't gonna stay. Didn't cast a lot.
And Harbona, one of the eunuchs, said before the king, "Behold, also, the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, stands in the house of Haman." Then the king said, "Hang him on it." So they hanged him on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the king's wrath pacified.
They say the price on my head is a price that they're willing to pay. Oy vey! I threatened the Jews, now I'm losing my life in great pain. I'm so blue. I thought that we made an arrangement, the Jews went away, they were mine to subdue. Well, even despite the no bowing, I've got a small query, you Jews. What comes next? You're still alive. Do you think that you will always thrive? Now Haman dies. Boo! Kapow! Do you have a clue what happens now? Jews will rise. Haman falls! It's much harder when it's Esther's call. All alone in history. When no goodniks say they hate you, don't come crawling back to me. Ya da 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 da. Try some home intashen.
On that day, the king Ahasuerus gave the house of Haman, boo, the Jews' enemy, to Esther the queen. Yay! And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was to her.
And the king took off his ring, which she had taken from Haman, and gave it to Mordecai.
Oh.
And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman. And Esther spoke once more before the king and fell down at his feet and pleaded with tears to avert the evil design of Haman, the Agagite, and his plot that he had devised against the Jews.
By these the king authorized the Jews who were in every city to gather themselves together and to stand for their life, to destroy, to slay, to annihilate any armed force of any people or province that might attack them.
On one day in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus, on the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar,
the copy of the written command to be issued as a decree in every province and to be proclaimed to all peoples, and that the Jews should be ready against the day to avenge themselves on their enemies. Le Yehudim hita ora ve'simcha ve'sason va'yikar.
The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor.
And in every province and in every city, wherever the king's command and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness.
Yay!
A feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them.
And in the 12th month, that is, the month Adar, on the 13th day of the same, when the king's command and his decree drew near to put in execution, in the day that the enemies of the Jews hoped to have power over them, though it was turned to the contrary, that the Jews had rule over those who hated them. The Jews gathered themselves together in their cities throughout all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus, to lay hand on such as sought their hurt, and no man could withstand them, for the fear of them fell upon all the people. And all the rulers of the provinces, and the satraps, and the governors, and the officials of the king helped the Jews, because the fear of Mordecai had fallen upon them. For Mordecai was great in the king's palace, and his fame went out throughout all the provinces, for the man Mordecai grew greater and greater and greater. The Jews ordained and took upon them, and upon their seed, and upon all who joined themselves to them, so as it should not fail, that they would keep these 2 days according to their writing and according to their appointed time every year, and that these days should be remembered and kept throughout every generation, every family, every province, and every city, and that these days of Purim should not fail from among the Jews, nor the memorial of them perish from their seed. Then Esther the queen, the daughter of Abihail, and Mordecai the Jew, wrote with all authority to confirm this second letter of Purim. And he sent the letters to all the Jews to the 127 provinces of the kingdom of Ahasuerus in words of peace and truth, to confirm these days of Purim in their times appointed, according as Mordecai the Jew and Esther the queen had enjoined them, and as they had agreed for themselves and for their seed, with regard to the fasting and their lamenting. And the decree of Esther confirmed these matters of Purim, and it was written in the book.
Leslie, why are you dressed like that?
Isn't this the High Society Gala?
No, there's your script.
It's Purim! And the king Ahasuerus laid a tribute upon the land and upon the islands of the sea.
And all the acts of his power and his might, and the declaration of the greatness of Mordecai, to which the king advanced him, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Media and Persia?
For Mordecai the Jew was next to King Ahasuerus, and great among the Jews, and accepted by the multitude of his brothers, seeking the good of his people, and speaking peace to all his seed.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, havra et rivenu, havdan et dinenu, Bahanokem et nikmatenu, Bahamshalem gemol el kol oivei nafshenu, Bahanivra lanu mitzrayenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Hanivra elamo Israel mikol zitzrayim ha'el ha'moshiach. Have fun.
And we are not letting cast a lot. We are not letting cast a lot. And you we're just like our people. We're young, scrappy, not equal, and we're not letting cast a lot. We're gonna rise up,
never cast a lot.
We're gonna rise up,
never cast a lot.
We're gonna rise up,
never cast a lot.
Rise up,
never cast a lot.
Rise up,
cast a lot, lot. Never cast a lot, never cast a lot.
And we are not letting him cast a.
Not letting him cast